When I say the word incompetency, two things probably come to mind. The first being whoever's in charge of university parking, because those guys can't get a damn thing right. But somehow even surpassing that high bar probably has to be the people responsible for moderation at Twitch. So about a month ago, there was a situation at TwitchCon, and I know a lot of you probably have heard about it, but a streamer by the name of Emiru was assaulted at her meet and greet by some crazed fan. And what set a lot of people off is the fact that the defense and the security at the TwitchCon event, especially for the streamer, was freaking awful, man. I mean, the security surrounding Emiru looked like the freaking Bengals O-line. It was truly weak. But I'm just gonna go ahead and play the clip for anyone who hasn't seen it. Yeah, so the dude just kind of waltzes on up there and gives her a hug. I mean, he went for a kiss there too, but thankfully the security guard was able to reach him in time and push him off her. And another thing that pissed a lot of people off, and a lot of people were bringing up the fact that her favorite security guard, or her preferred security guard, was banned apparently like 2 years ago at a TwitchCon for stopping a stalker.
People bringing up clips of me talking about how my previous favorite security guard was permabanned from TwitchCon because at a previous TwitchCon 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, there was a stalker and he held him by the arm until police got there. And because of that, he was indefinitely banned from TwitchCon. Like from all of TwitchCon, not just the venue, because that was in Las Vegas. Anyway, that just a side note. Okay.
So yeah, the security guard who, her preferred security guard, he got banned for holding some dude's arm until authorities arrived, which I think is one of the most idiotic things I've heard in my life. Like, what did they expect him to do? Why does Twitch think that people hire security guards who are, usually strong and buff? Like, what, you gonna sit down and talk with them? Like, hey man, hey, listen, I know you really want to assault this streamer, but could you not, like, pretty please, with a cherry on top, maybe put a little nuts on top, could you please not assault? Like, no. Obviously, the security guard is going to restrain the guy until proper authorities arrive. Like, what, you just going to let him loose, let him run away? And, the reason this sets a lot of people off is, I don't know how accurate this information is. I saw it in a lot of YouTube comments, which, I know it's, like, it's not a textbook, resource, but a lot of people are saying that the guy who actually attacked Emiru, recently, only got a 30-day ban from, like, TwitchCon or something. Like I said, I wasn't able to actually Sherlock Holmes my way to the bottom of this. I couldn't pick up any clues. Blue's Clues didn't leave enough information for me to follow. But if that's the case, I mean, come on. Like, what are they doing at Twitch headquarters to where this happened? But the reason I bring this semi-old news up is because Twitch recently came out with a statement. So Twitch, they admit they're wrong, which is, good. You love to see a company own up to their own mistakes. And, they're trying to make up for it by donating to a bunch of organizations, that prevent sexual violence, which is a really good thing. But the timing of this apology and reconciliation could not be worse for Twitch. But, I'm sure a lot of you know, and if not, I'm here to catch you up to speed. Recently, there was a streamer, I think she's an IRL streamer, by the name of Nina Lin, who has been caught twice now providing unwanted physical contact to two separate individuals.
Hey, come here. I got you. Hey, come here. No, you can't. No, you can't. He's 23. No, he's consensual. No, he's not consensual. Yes, he is.
He's not even saying nothing.
No. He likes it. Yeah, give. Oh, no.
I don't think he wants to.
Yeah, stay right there. Stay right there. Hold on. Sit down.
Yo.
Sit down.
You remind me of that one.
So pretty gross situation overall. This guy, his name is Saeed. He's just sitting down, peacefully. And then Nina and her friend come up to him. And Nina's the one who, kind of holds him still while the unwanted contact is happening. And the whole time, they're making jokes, laughing about it. Like, haha, he's 23. There's plenty of consent there. Which is just a wild statement. But nonetheless, it's clearly, displayed here that Saeed is very uncomfortable with the situation. And I seen a lot of people say, like, oh, he's laughing, he's just joking around. But I think that take is just absolutely moronic, considering there's a lot of people, and some that I personally know, who laugh under, nervous circumstances. I'm sure you guys know some too. But yeah, this is just only one instance of Nina's, provision of unwanted contact. There is another one of a popular streamer by the name of Disguised Toast. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of him. Yeah, so he's getting a massage, and I think Nina's the one who takes over and, starts touching him.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead, Nina.
All right.
Okay, Brad.
Actually not that bad.
I know. Concentrating on the button.
Okay, girl.
No, Nina.
So just kind of another uncomfortable situation here. I mean, Toast made a little tweet. It's on the side. You guys can read it for yourself. But I'm pretty sure, it's clear that he wasn't very comfortable with the situation. And he himself says that he kind of wishes he spoke up sooner, which I hear a lot of, people say that. But it's clear that Toast isn't comfortable with this. That's the point, right? And I feel like a lot of this stems from the fact that a lot of people don't really take sexual assault against men seriously. Just a thing you see online, which, obviously the moronic take, but it's, a lot of people just kind of have this notion or stigma or whatever, like, oh, men, you can't sexually assault a man. That's impossible. And a lot of times, this kind of thing is just swept under the rug. So I'm glad, a lot of people brought this to light. I feel like it's really important for you guys to see what he has to say and kind of understand his side of the story.
And it did affect me a lot. And this situation did bring back those memories. And it was hard to move past it originally. I went ahead and talked to my friend about it.
Clear Saeed here is very, distraught from the events of the, incident. And I feel like this is just pure evidence, that it does affect men, assaulting a man does affect a man. Who would have thought? Shocker, right? So, from what I just showed you, the issues with sexual assault and how seriously Twitch takes it, you'd expect them to be, a slam dunk case. Permaban Nina, right? Wrong. From my understanding, what they did was they banned her for a day, unbanned her, and then banned her for a week, and then unbanned her again. So, I mean, with Emiru's case, you guys are, taking full blame, which, rightfully so, you should. And I think that's a good idea to start with, but you guys could do a lot more. For Nina's case, you guys kind of just gave her a little slap on the wrist, waggled your finger at her, don't do that again now, and just let her off basically scot-free. This is why I say I think that, Twitch might have a competency problem. They just say and do these things that make it seem like there's only two people who never interact with each other, running Twitch. Running Twitch's moderation. When they do things where they, try to take accountability for their own shortcomings, and then they completely contradict themselves a month later, it comes off as completely, disingenuous or, not 100% there. Why is it so hard for Twitch to ban people who commit literal crimes, off the platform? But when it comes to people who prevent those crimes, in the case with Emiru's preferred guard, you guys punish him way harshly than you do the actual offenders. Just so awe-inducing seeing how dog shit Twitch is at punishing, actual offenders on their platform. And it really speaks volumes about just how incompetent Twitch is when it comes to moderation on their own goddamn platform. But yeah, that basically wraps up the topic for today's video. I mean, it's just so ridiculous what's going on Twitch, and I really hope they, turn their brains on next time. Or not even next time, just fix your problems, Twitch. But that's basically it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.